Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, so, a few things. Um, I apologize for being late. I got a million things going on. I am in the middle of a move, which is why I'm not on camera. I probably won't be on camera for a while, just to give you guys a heads up, let you guys know. Um, I I am hmm, how should I put this? Uh Background anywhere where I am right now, I don't like as is. It requires some improvement. I still have a lot of unpacking to do. And so I I just like I said, if anybody's wondering why I'm not on camera, that's partly why. And it'll probably be a while before I am on camera again. So just give you guys a heads up on that. Um, so uh, there was this video that I saw, I believe it was yesterday, yesterday or the day before. Pretty sure it was yesterday. And you got you got butthurt battery Betty doing the same old things, yet she always seems to outdo herself from the last time. I've seen a couple of clip channels talk about this. Still been paying attention to YouTube a little bit while I'm doing all this. Like I said, I've been extremely busy. Um, but I this is the kind of thing, I'm gonna try to find some humor in this, but it's not going to be easy for me to do this because this is exactly what frustrates me about, like, there was stuff about this woman that I can laugh at, and then there's other stuff that just borderline makes me angry. And you know th- the overall hypocrisy, because there are things we have to understand, people. There are things about uh butthurt Betty. We can always find things about her that we can laugh at. That's not a difficult thing to do. Very There's quite a few creators out there that do so. But the other stuff that she does, like, there's like this total opposite side to that. And it's stuff that just, it's the same it's the same stupidity that makes us laugh at her, but she never fails to show us why her stupidity is actually dangerous and can be infuriating. uh Let me go ahead and play something for you guys real quick. I'm sure a lot of you saw this already. And even though I'm going to discuss the Summer Wells case a little bit, again, I'm not going to hashtag her. And I'm not going to discuss anything new regarding the Summer Wells case. This is, some of you might be thinking, I thought you weren't going to talk about Summer anymore. No, what I'm not going to do is perpetuate rumors. And when somebody releases really irresponsible information like this, then I feel compelled to counter it. This is something that I've always done. This is not something that I plan on stopping anytime soon, if ever. So, um, it's just really disheartening. Um, and yeah, so you might hear my squeaky chair. You might hear my squeaky chair. If those of you who have been subscribed to me for a long time, remember the squeaky chair. It's back indefinitely for now. But let me. Okay, 1 second. No, thank you.
Good afternoon, YouTube. Andrea, aka Bullhorn Betty here. As many of you guys know, we are going back into the case. We are researching all of the.
What do you mean going back into it, first of all? Going back into what? Like, you say that like as if you've ever at any point shut the fuck up about this.
Press conferences. We are looking into all the details
Oh,
related to
now
this case.
I love that. Now she's looking into the press conferences. Now, when I've been saying all you have to do in order to counter any information that, and I use that term loosely, uh, anything that you gathered from this to counter any of the bullshit that you've been putting out there, all you have to do is just listen to law enforcement and what they had to say from the beginning of this case. And so here she is, months and months and months later, after causing all this damage to the case, causing all this interference with an open investigation to find a missing 6-year-old little child who's been missing almost exactly a year. What she does is she decides just to, because she's running out of content, because YouTube is getting under her skin, because people are calling her out and showing her exactly what kind of an asshole she really is, then what does she do? She gets desperate and starts actually digging for a press conference. Good for you. Smart. But then this happens.
Because, law enforcement has slowed down their search efforts in the Summer Wells case because they've done everything they can do. So at this time, it is
okay. First of all, law enforcement has never officially announced that they are slowing down their search efforts. They just once in a while, what they will do is go back and comb through places in case they might have missed something. But they cannot spend the time and the resources and the money to be going to the same places and searching every single day for months on end. That's just not how it's done. They can only, I mean, if you've ever followed the TBI on Twitter, there are a lot of missing kids in Tennessee. A lot of them. A lot of kids go missing here in Tennessee, man. It's just how that is. So, and the fact is, a lot of them are recovered and found safely. But she wouldn't know anything about that because she's obsessed with the idea that law enforcement doesn't seem to know what they're doing. Of course, she can because, she solves all these other cases. She takes credit for solving all these other cases when in fact she has actually gone out of her way to interfere with these investigations and caused more damage than any good.
Appropriate to go back and try to put the pieces of the puzzle together.
Why is she doing that? What is with these little dramatic pauses? Is it because she can't read? Is it because she is it because she's having a hard time reading her own writing?
I'm noticing going back over this stuff, which I've watched many times.
Did you? Okay. So if you did, okay. If you didn't watch it many times, I would call you ignorant. But if you did watch it many times, I would call you stupid based on what I'm about to hear you say.
There's fine information, fine little details that we missed. And this segment is no different. Did law enforcement know that Summer would not be coming back home alive?
That it is.
They know this 9 days after her disappearance.
So not only does she say something completely fucking absurd, she doubles down on it and gives specifics. Gives absurd specifics.
Watch this clip.
As mentioned before, as Sheriff here mentioned,
this clip is almost a year old, by the way, people.
Please continue to search your personal property. Sullivan County, Hawkins County, mainly the Beach Creek community, and even if you branch a little bit further, please search. And I've been telling these searchers here the last several days, when you're looking for this property, you're not looking for an adult laying there. You're not looking for an adult hiding in the building. We're looking for a 5-year-old girl that weighed approximately 40 pounds. Somebody that size could wad up, could hide in an area that a legal size piece of paper or a folded up laptop could go.
Here's the stupidity.
What are your thoughts?
My thoughts? Huh. Where the fuck do I start? Where the fuck do I start with you?
Did you hear the gentleman say that this is a 5-year-old child that can be folded up into a laptop size area?
Moron. Moron.
That doesn't sound to me like somebody they think they're going to be bringing back safely. If you
Oh my god. The only reason I was able to laugh at that was because of how fucking stupid she sounded, like doing the little dramatic pauses. What do you call those? There's like a word for that. Like when you read poetry and then you stop for a second to continue to add some sort of to add more umph to what you're trying to say in the poem. It starts with a C. I can't remember the word though. Okay, yeah, let me. All right.
listen to this next clip,
That's the slang term for it. Pregnant pause. That's the slang term for it, Amanda Page. Thank you for that. But there's like an actual literary term for it.
you're going to hear them further talk about scaling back the efforts. Doesn't sound like they anticipated her coming home safe.
Search efforts.
Yes, thank you, Onyx Angel. Thank you. How do you even pronounce that? Cicera? Cesura or Cicera? Whatever. But thank you for because that was actually kind of driving me crazy. She's not very good at those, by the way, because they're supposed to have the opposite effect. I'm not supposed to laugh at you when you apply this to when you deliver some sort of verbal whatever.
Continue on a more specialized team basis.
Let me hear that one more time, because that
doesn't sound like they anticipated her coming home safe.
Search efforts will continue.
Listen, that has nothing to do with anything. These people have continuously, over and over again, because if you watch the next press conference or the next interview with Sheriff Ronnie Lawson or anyone else that's involved in this investigation, they will tell you that they are treating this like Summer is alive, that they're hoping she is alive, that they are leaving all possibilities open. Now, they didn't say, hey, we believe she's alive. They didn't say that, but nobody says that. You never hear law enforcement say that in an investigation when nobody knows fuck all of what happened to the person missing. They have no idea.
On a more specialized team basis throughout the rest of the week. Just because you may not see us in such a large presence, once again, rest assured, we are still out here searching for Summer Wells.
Rest assured, we are still out here searching for Summer Wells. Okay? Now, going back to what he was saying earlier, when he was basically imploring everyone, because they weren't searching homes. They had no probable cause or reason to search anyone's home. So what they were doing was asking anyone to search their home. Let me play that first clip one more time, real quick. Just one more time, so you get an idea what I'm talking about.
Continue to search your personal property.
Continue to search your personal property, he says. Very, very, very simple. Very direct. Continue to search your personal property. What does Betty think? Does Betty think that somebody did something to Summer Wells and then stashed her on someone else's property, or buried her on someone else's property, or disposed of her on someone else's property? Is that what she thinks? Because that's asinine and ridiculous. It's just plain stupid. It makes no sense. It's like the last thing that you would think. What he's implying here is a little girl could be very, very scared and find some place that she thinks is a safe nook or cranny. She could be running or hiding from someone for all we know. They don't know the circumstances of why Summer Wells is no longer on the Wells property. So it's, if I'm law enforcement, and I'm not, if I'm a trained investigator, which I'm not, so I'll only apply the slightest bit of common sense, but at least I would keep all possibilities available to me. I would consider every single possibility. Right? So since they've searched all the terrain, they've searched every bit of area that is public property, now they're asking people, private citizens, to look into their property. Keep your eye out, because we don't know what happened. Because if they don't know the circumstances, for all we know, she could have ran away from Don and Candace. Don and Candace's fights could have gotten out of hand, which we know that they have. And then she ran away. Now, I'm not saying that's my theory. I don't know. My point is that law enforcement doesn't know either. So they're considering every possibility. They're doing the most responsible possible thing and considering every possibility. And that is quite a possibility. Wouldn't you agree? Considering how bad things got in the Wells home domestically, we can assume that they did, because we've seen it happen on live streams. Is it crazy for this law enforcement officer to just keep that as a possibility? He's not saying that's what he thinks happened, but just considering a possibility that she could have ran away and she's deathly scared of whatever the hell she saw, and she found a place on someone else's property to hide. That's all he's implying here. He's saying we've searched everywhere, so we're going to pull back a little bit because there are other people who need our help too. So we're going to pull back a little bit, some of the manpower, and we're asking you, because we've searched everywhere, to search your property. And, you know, a side note here, I got to point out how fucking frustrating and irritating it is that I have to go and clean up after this idiot almost a year later after this footage comes out, after this press conference happens. I got to clean the horse shit behind this person because she's so behind on educating herself in this case that she decides to go and look up a press conference that happened almost a year ago and then pick it apart and act like it's the most telling thing in the world when it's not. It's very telling if you're looking at it from the standpoint of these officers are doing everything that they can. It's very telling in that sense. He's giving me every indication that that's the case.
Sullivan County, Hawkins County, mainly the Beach Creek community, and even if you branch a little bit further, please search. And I've been telling these searchers here the last several days, when you're looking for this property, you're not looking for adult land there. You're not looking for adult hiding in the building. We're looking for a 5-year-old girl that weighed approximately 40 pounds.
40 pounds. 40 pounds. A very nimble child. Small. Thin. She could be hiding anywhere.
Somebody that size could wad up, could hide.
Somebody that size can wad up and hide. Was he not just abundantly clear on that point? Let's play that one more time. I'm playing this just for you, Betty.
Could hide. Could hide. could hide in an area that a legal size piece of paper or a folded up laptop could go.
And then she gets this
What are
out
your
of it.
thoughts?
She gets this out of it.
Did you hear the gentleman say that
Yeah.
this is a 5-year-old child
We heard that.
that can be folded up into a laptop size area?
That's not what he said. That could be folded up is not what he said. He said that could fold up and hide. Those were his exact words.
That doesn't sound to me like somebody they think they're going to be bringing back safely.
That's because
If you listen
I could tell you the reason why it doesn't sound like that to you, Betty, is because you are an asshole. That's the reason why it doesn't sound like that to you, because you are an ignorant, misinformation spreading piece of shit.
to this next clip, you're going to hear them further talk about scaling back the efforts. Doesn't sound like they anticipated her coming home safe.
Search efforts will continue.
Oh, that's why they put out an Amber Alert. That's why they got every single law enforcement agency in the area and every professional searcher and EquiSearch to get involved in searching for her, right? Because they have no hopes for finding her. Mm-hmm.
Continue on a more specialized team basis throughout the rest of the week. Just because you may not see us in such a large presence, once again, rest assured, we are still out here searching for Summer Wales.
If many of you guys know, I've discussed
That was super reassuring. I mean, to me, at the time, I remember thinking, I was like, this is what I want to hear. This is what I want to hear from law enforcement.
this. I've discussed, FBI protocol, and at what time do they switch gears and start looking at the case as a homicide investigation as opposed to a missing person?
So, asshole, one more time. Where the hell did you hear that? Because, okay, again, as usual, I can't believe my fucking ears, so I'm going to play that one more time.
This is 9 days. A missing person. A case. What time do they switch gears and start looking at the case as a homicide investigation as opposed to a missing person investigation?
At no point has law enforcement publicly stated or even alluded to them switching gears into a homicide investigation from a missing persons investigation. See, this is either because she is unbelievably stupid or unbelievably manipulative, because we all know what kind of a vendetta, some sort of just, she's out for blood when it comes to Candace Bly. She's out for blood when it comes to Don Wells. So is this her manipulative way? Is she pulling a critical K right here and just kind of subliminally slipping in this information to get people who are stupid? Because only people who listen to her and take her seriously are stupid. If you're one of those people, I'm not sorry at all. Just letting you know, yes, I think you are dumb. But to be completely honest here, I'm not going to give her that much credit. I'm not going to give her critical K credit. I'm not doing that. I think that she's just stupid and has convinced herself through her ignorance that this is what has happened. She thinks that she thinks like cops. She thinks that the cops are screwing up and she could come in and save the day. And if they just listened to her and worked alongside her, she could save the whole thing. This is how delusional she is. So no, I'm not going to give her that credit. But this is why, even being ignorant and stupid, spreading information is dangerous. Spreading misinformation is dangerous. Because this is what happens when somebody with any influence like this, right? Someone with any influence like she has believes all of a sudden that it's now a homicide and not a missing person. Guess what? They stop keeping their eye out for Summer. They stop thinking of her as a missing person that can hopefully be found, and maybe I can do something to help that happen. What they do is they shift their energy to hating the parents. That's the result of that. What this does, what she is doing, is incredibly irresponsible. It's irresponsible if she's doing it unknowingly, but it's incredibly evil if she's doing it knowingly and manipulatively. All of you morons out there, okay? All of you creators that are jumping to this moron's defense, I put you in the same category as her, because this isn't the first thing that I'm showing here. This isn't the first example I'm giving about this woman. This is a bad, shitty person, whether it be via ignorance or manipulative sociopathy. Because this is not spreading misinformation just like that. Because this is what's really ironic to me, is she's playing press conferences now, right? I wonder if she ever gets to the part in the press conference where Sheriff Ron Lawson stands up there and tells everybody, and I believe he does this at this very press conference, all we ask of you is if you see anything, call 1-800-TBI-FIND. And if you're on social media, please be careful about spreading misinformation, because it hurts our investigation. How does it hurt their investigation? Because now people aren't looking for Summer. There are people out there that switched gears, as she put it, from looking for Summer and keeping their eye out and keeping hope that she will be found, to hating people that there's no proof that they actually did anything other than being questionable parents.
I said usually within 2 weeks. This is 9 days. I want you to listen to this next clip.
It's hard not to laugh
Leslie
at her, dude.
Earhart discussing some details about the case.
This lady has the unbelievable ability of making me incredibly angry while making me laugh hysterically at the same time. Like, that is the definition of maniacal. She drives me batty, dude. Like, she literally makes me laugh like a maniac. People who laugh maniacally are people who are angry, and so angry that they lose their shit and laugh. That's what she does to me all the time. All the time.
One of you asked us in a previous briefing the standard amount of time it takes for a case like this to be resolved. While every case is different, this one is definitely outside of the norm. Typically, in an investigation.
What are you talking about, lady? According to Betty here, Summer Wells is the only case that you guys are working on. She thinks that you guys are, there's nobody else in Tennessee with problems other than the Wells.
Like this one, we have some idea of where the case is headed and what might have happened within a few days. If we develop information that will lead to locating Summer, we will share that with you first and foremost.
Leslie, at this point in the search and investigation, do you believe Summer Wells is still alive?
We hope so, but honestly, we just don't know.
Wow. Huh. So that news, that reporter directly asks this question, and she gives a very, very straight answer. Maybe it's not the answer that any of us want to hear, but it sounded like an honest answer to me. Did it not? We hope so, but we honestly just don't know. Okay. Yeah, yeah, toast, exactly. Ellie knew Summer Wells died 9 days after she disappeared is the title of this. I'm going to read her title one more time. Ellie, law enforcement, knew Summer Wells died 9 days after she disappeared. There's nothing in this 9 day after she disappeared press conference that indicates that. Nothing.
Does it sound to you like this is a recovery effort
Yes, it does.
or to find a missing child? It is with sad news today that I believe
It sounds like a recovery effort. That's what you do when you like, I know she thinks that a recovery effort means that they're looking for a body. No, a recovery effort simply means that they're looking to recover this child because she's missing. They want to recover the child. That's what it means. That's what it means. Recover the child. They didn't, there's no specification of whether or not she's still alive or not.
all of our optimism, all of our hopes for baby Summer Wells are being realized. And if we would have paid close attention 9 days after she went missing, we may have heard it ourselves. But because we were so hopeful and because we were so optimistic, I believe that our ears shut off when it came to knowing whether Summer Wells would make it back safely or not. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions, your comments. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Of course, please like, share, and shut the fuck up. Like, these creators who have been defending this idiot must feel stupid. Like, but I don't believe that they do. I don't believe that they do. I mean, I don't. It's they're just jumping on some sort of bandwagon, and they're turning this into trying to get some sort of conflict going on YouTube in order to get clout for themselves, which is really, really annoying. But it just says a lot, and it's really funny. I mean, somebody who doesn't know anything about this case, somebody who is just a grifter themselves. Listen. Leave Blowhard Betty alone. Listen. Right? Leave Blowhard Betty alone. If she wants to make money, let her make money. I want to make money. If she wants to make money, let her make money. Listen. That's fucking ridiculous. You sound like a moron. You sound like a complete and utter jackass. And man, you can't, man, let me tell you something, man. You can't be, harassing people on YouTube and harassing this person and that person, man. Why can't you just chill and have a good time? I mean, it's a missing little girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is why I don't think that they realize how stupid they sound. Like, I mean, why? I don't, in the slightest bit, at any point, feel like Betty is some sort of victim of online bullying. She's an online bully. And her target is a missing child, where all of her actions show that what she's doing is damaging to the efforts of finding her and getting her recovered safely, or even getting answers to what happened to her. Everything that she does is contrary to that, while she uses the words, "I'm doing this for Summer." This is why we pick on her. And we try to make it fun so that we don't let ourselves get so angry. This is why. Because you guys think that a missing little girl is a big fucking joke. Or a cash cow, as MGL put it. Throwing mock birthday parties. This is why we target you. Or at least why I do. I don't like to try to speak for other creators. But this is why at least I do. And this is why I'm not going to stop until you stop. I mean, and I might as well get content out of it. I might as well have my content be exposing your shitty content and your behavior. I've been doing this since I started, and I'm not going to stop. Because I think one of the biggest problems with the true crime community is the true crime community itself and how it conducts itself. The majority of it. I'm not telling you you can't make money. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to regulate how someone makes their money. I'm not up here saying, you know, you're a piece of shit because you're monetized. I'm monetized. Nobody's saying not to be monetized. I'm saying what you're doing is you're doing it off the back of a missing child while you carelessly obstruct an open investigation. While you carelessly obstruct the efforts of professionals that are trained and qualified to find this child. Like, dude, even fucking I leaned into Ryan Upchurch for this, and even he got up here and was, well, not up here, but on YouTube, and was like, the reason why I'm not talking about this case anymore is because there's nothing more to fucking talk about. You people are pieces of shit acting like you're a psychic that's trying to help this child when you're just doing it for a gimmick to get super chats and clicks and views and clout. If you really cared about this child, why doesn't it occur to you to just simply do what law enforcement says? Because in my mind, just common sense kicks in, where in my mind I go, okay, well, they're trained to find missing children. I'm not. I should ask them what it is that I can do. And when they say something as simple as, if you see something or hear something and it's credible, call 1-800-TBI-FIND. Otherwise, let us do our jobs, and please don't spread any misinformation on social media. It's real simple. It's not a difficult instruction. It's not at all. Like, all that makes me think is that if these people, I mean, Betty doesn't have anybody that she gives a fuck about if they went missing. Like, one of the first things you do when you're a decent person is ask yourself, man, I wonder what this person would do. How many, type one in chat, if when you see somebody act like this, the question that comes into your mind, man, what if that person's loved one went missing? Would they be doing the same thing? Type one if you've asked yourself this. What if Betty's loved one went missing? And I've got a real simple answer to that. Betty doesn't love anybody. It's in her past. It's clear. It's her. It's you're barking up the wrong tree. You're trying to push the rain back up into the sky. Betty doesn't give a shit about anybody. She doesn't have anybody to love. Who the fuck's Dolly got? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just simply convinced that these people just don't give a fuck. We've got another person who's their supposed best friend is living in her house, and she talks about him like he's a total fucking burden all the time and complains and complains and complains. And then the dude, and she complains that he drinks, but he gets to a point to where he is hospitalized because he's on the verge of death from his drinking. And what does she do? She gives him more drink. And then makes the comment while she's in Fairfax, sticking her nose in the Johnny Depp thing. And then she makes the comment that somebody asked her something to the effect of, why do you cover Princess or whatever? And she's like waiting for him to die or something like that. And I didn't think she'd ever admit that. It's something I always knew, but I didn't think she'd ever admit it. You think that person is capable of love? I sure as fuck don't. Someone who looks at her friend being sick as content, to being on the verge of death as content. I believe with all my heart, and I do not regret saying this, I believe with all my heart that she was covering that as consistent content while it was happening, hoping that Princess would pass and that she could just milk the sorrow. She could milk the she could milk the sympathy and take this poor guy who she drove to her grave for content and make it about her. And I don't feel guilty saying that because all of her actions leading up, luckily he made it and he's fine for now. But all of her actions indicated this the entire time. Oh my God. We know that he was so close to you, and here's $100. Like, these people blow my mind, dude. I'm going to play something else here. Heels in the Ears in the chat. Big shout out. I'm going to play one of her videos real quick. Hold on. Let me, I haven't even watched this. This is going to be a reaction. The thumbnail and the title intrigued me. So, big shout out. If you're not subscribed to Heels in the Air, she's one of the better clip channels for sure. She does great work, so please subscribe to her. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see what that says? I can't look at this dude and take him seriously at all. Like, I really can't. And this is what's funny is this is Betty's team, right? this is Battery Betty's team right here. But I challenge anyone here to find in the last 7 months a video that he wasn't in with her where he actually mentions her name. Just once. Like, he does not even ever mention or acknowledge her existence publicly, other than like seeming like he's stuck with her at Trump rallies. It's really, really funny.
One of my videos that I posted earlier today about Summer Wells possibly being in Sullivan or Washington County. This April Hicks YouTube account is claiming to be Summer Wells, saying, help, I'm Summer, help me, help me. This YouTube.
Okay, so she's alive then. So Betty, real quick. So the other member of your team here thinks that Summer's alive. Okay. But you're a team. I can see that. Okay.
YouTube account was created a few weeks ago. No, it's not Summer Wells.
No shit, asshole. No shit.
It is probably 100% likely it is a hoax or someone just trolling.
Duh.
Again, I don't give that attention at all, but I do want to share. She's trolling. She's trolling right there at the bottom.
Like, dude.
April Hicks.
I'm not going to give this any attention. Hold on while I give it attention. Heel skills review. What's odd is the fact that another April showed up in Dolly's chat room about 2 weeks ago. Wow. Wow. Yeah, he does. Dude, that dude is twisted, bro. With the account, he pretended to be a woman and managed to get unflattering photos from a man whose sister and nieces were brutally murdered. Wow. Sorry. I gotta pause it so I can read the whole thing. Trying to know that been bothered under the name of Mandy Harrell. I know who it really is, and now he's passing around a picture claiming it's you. It's an explicit photo. He says it's you. The person has been victimizing people for years. Please respond again. My deepest condolences. Your family has been through enough. Yeah. I've talked about that photo here. This channel has history with that photo. Go back and watch other live streams if you want to know more about that. But I promise you, Frankie is perfectly aware of this photo, and he doesn't really pay any mind to these things. If a photo went around about me, I really wouldn't give a shit either. There are other things that are a lot more important. But that's not to say that if someone shared a picture of you that that they should not have shared, that you don't have a right to be completely and totally pissed about it and upset about it and crushed by it and mortified by it. I'm saying he doesn't seem to be, and I'm saying that I just wouldn't. That's just me. Everyone has a right to feel that way. Nobody has the right to be sharing those photos, and that's never, ever, ever, ever okay. Of course, he writes a letter to Chris Watts. A friend holds it up so he can send. Well, wow, dear Chris, what the fuck is with the hearts, dude? What? Okay, dear Christopher, I talked with your mom, Cindy, dad, Ronnie. They are okay, and they still love you and believe in you. I am in a popular Facebook group called Chris Watts, accused killer of Shanann Watts and children. I am your number one defender. Jesus. A lot of us know you're innocent of killing your beautiful children. We support you. Now, this is something that I really hope, and I'm going to personally make Frankie Ruchek Jr. aware of this, because I don't know if he knows about this, but I am going to personally make him aware of JLR's existence, because he did not get involved in the Watts case before this, and now he is. And you guys know how I feel about people fucking with the Rucheks at this point. And they're fighting back. So I would love to make sure that in Frankie's fight that he's aware of this person. The Rucheks are extremely resilient, and they have been through more than enough, to say the least. It's been almost 4 years, and the Rucheks have not gotten any peace because of pieces of shit like this, going around saying that Chris is innocent, going around saying that Nicole Kessinger had something to do with it, even though law enforcement has confirmed that she hasn't. And the Rucheks have confirmed that she had nothing to do with it. Because if law enforcement's going to share any information regarding their investigation with anyone, it's going to be the family of the victims. And they are adamant that Nicole Kessinger had nothing to do with this crime. Okay, so wait. So he does it under a female sock, right? He writes a letter under that name, puts the little hearts on it, and these are his methods, is to write Chris Watts in prison, pretending to be someone he's not, pretending to be a female, and pretending to be somebody, basically implying that she's somebody with a crush on him, trying to bait him. And this is what he considers journalism.
Jonathan Lee Riches. And this place here is the Islamic Society of Chester County. Me and James Holmes wanted to take a trip. I have a letter here. I'd like to read it. Dear Islamic Society of Chester County, on behalf of Jonathan Lee Riches and James Holmes, we would like to wish you a happy Hanukkah. Please accept our donation of food.
Wow.
Token of our appreciation. Jesus loves you. Jonathan Lee Riches and James Holmes. I'm going to. Here is pork skins and pork rinds. Here
Jesus,
is pork and beans.
what a moron. What a fucking idiot, dude.
I wrote a letter to Hawkins County Sheriff Detective John Pruitt. Wrote this, and I am going to send this out, put a stamp, and
Wow. This guy is such a jackass, dude.
Free James Holmes. 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 Let's get out of here.
How does anybody take this idiot seriously? Yeah, and this guy is perfectly aware of his actions. Like, he's crazy, but he's not the kind of crazy that gets you away with murder. You know what I mean? He's the kind of crazy that people like keep locked up because they're not considered a danger to anybody else. You know what I mean? Because, you know, they're perfectly aware of their actions and they're perfectly capable of self-control. So if they actually commit a violent crime, it's because they made the conscious effort to consider the consequences and then still go along with doing it, making the choice. Yeah, I just I it blows my mind, the people that defend these people. Like I know all I need to know about those other creators. I know everything that I need to know. Because they're either just stupid or they're just so greedy that they just don't care about they're so blinded by their greed to not even be aware of their own actions. You see something here, folks. All right, let's go over this. Oh, wow. What a big shocker there, guys. You guys want to see something funny? Want to see something funny? Yeah, because it's not about greed. It's not about making money. None of that. Has nothing to do with any of that, right? Take a look at the top left here. What does that say on the top left next to her logo? That's TM'd, by the way. Uh, yeah. Members only content. When it comes to spreading information, right? Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Okay? Betty. So Betty is just so adamant right now about spreading information about Summer that you got to pay for it if you want it. So she sets it to members only content. She sets this last live to members only content because the important thing is finding Summer, right? So, you know, people who can't afford to give her money on a monthly basis aren't allowed to be in on helping out, right? Yeah, Betty. That's not a good look. So I just I'm it blows my mind that these people are somehow defending this person who. Now here's another thing. You don't think that that's like she's organizing a candlelight visual in Hawkins County, right? She's organizing a candlelight visual, as she puts it, in Hawkins County. And in this video that we went over at the beginning of this live stream, she is of the belief that Summer Wells is no longer with us. And as a matter of fact, she's been saying it for months, right? How do you think that's going to go over with the group of people that are there holding their own vigil and are holding it in hopes that Summer is alive? It is an exercise of a mass hope. Versus an exercise of this little girl's dead, so let's do this in front of Hawkins County Sheriff's Department, because it's not a protest, but we're going to do it in front of Hawkins County Sheriff's Department, right? Like that local news station, if they give her any airtime that's positive, I'm going to lose my shit. I'm just going to lose my shit. Like, that's not, I mean, already they didn't see through and they ignored my email. I tried to warn them. I actually tried to warn them. I knew MGL was going to pull the shit that she pulled. And I wrote them an email. Like, yo, don't. Wow. She's selling them, Toast. She's not giving them away. She's selling them. Do the proceeds go to Center for Missing and Exploited Children or anything like that? I mean, Sandra Miller, I think that there should be vigils all over the country, honestly, but for the right reasons. Wow. Like, these people who have gone out of their way, like, this is the funny thing, and they're all confused. It's so funny. They're all confused as to why they're getting scrutiny for defending Battery Betty. They're all so confused about it. They're all just like, I don't know why I'm getting all this hate. They're all just so confused about it. Listen. You can hate me all you want, honey. You can hate me all you want. Like, it's clear as to why you're getting all the shit for it. It's not just because it's magic. It's not because certain creators have this influence over everyone. And nobody's really hated on her. I am on this one because this is the lowest thing that I've seen her do, along with the vigil or visual, as she puts it. This alongside with that makes me sick to my stomach because I've been following this case. I've been covering this case, and I have been doing my best to do it very responsibly. And it's not because I'm trying to win points with LE or anything like that. It's simply because I want them to find Summer. They're the professionals. They're the ones who are trained. They're the ones to listen to. So when they say don't spread misinformation on social media because it's irresponsible and because it interferes with our investigation, well, then my instinct is not to ask why not. It's just to simply do it and support their efforts. Because if you're somebody who doesn't have a job and has as much experience in dealing with law enforcement as Betty does, maybe not the kind of experience she tries to get clout for, definitely not that kind of experience, well, then she's interacted with these people enough to where, okay, well, they know what they're doing, because they have to know what they're doing if they're catching someone screaming and beating their boyfriend and threatening to kill the cop, and then they end up putting her in handcuffs. Well, that's somebody who did the responsible thing. Somebody who's trained to handle situations like that and criminals like her, and put her in handcuffs and put her in the back of a car. But you would think that she would get all this experience and learn from it and be like, shit, you know what? I want to change and I want to do better with my life. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to help spread information on missing persons. And I'm really passionate about this little girl. But that's not what she's doing. She's talking like law enforcement doesn't know what they're talking about or what they're doing. She's talking like they're speaking in code or in riddles. She's talking like they're being cryptic in saying that Summer is no longer alive and it was only 9 days after she went missing. Like, no, that's not what happened. That's not what they said. I see I got a fan here. Like, see, and that's the thing. This is why I like talking about people like Betty, is because even when I see people like this, see, I and I don't apologize for this either, because if you are just digging deep to find out why I'm being so nasty about something like this, well, then you have to be stupid too. I'm sorry, but you have to be stupid too. Because I've already explained why I feel the need to be nasty about it. I don't like kids being exploited, man. I don't like the idea that law enforcement may have had some sort of lead or anything to that nature that could have helped find Summer, and somebody doing exactly what they asked us not to do somehow cost them a step closer to finding out what happened to Summer. The thought of that infuriates me. And because it's a child that we have no answers about or answers for, because of that, that makes it justifiable in my mind to call her a piece of shit and call you stupid for questioning why. I mean, Rotten Ralph, it's fair. I just called her fucking stupid. You know what I mean? It's fair to call me nasty, but to question why I'm being nasty towards Betty is just fucking dumb. Sorry. If you come in my chat, you know, this is not a safe space. If you comment in my chat, your comments are subject to my opinions and my reaction. Yeah, and as you can see in the chat, some people think I'm being nice. But the truth is, if I'm being completely honest, I'm just simply being honest about my current feelings. You know, I mean, I'm not going to start flipping over tables and stuff and start throwing stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I think that I'm being very, very candid as to how I genuinely feel about her and this situation. Like this to me, some sort of, you know, anybody who listens to her and makes excuses for her in the things that she has done and is doing and is planning for the future. Anybody who's aware of all these things, if you support her, you're just as much of a fucking piece of shit as she is, in my opinion. If you give her money, and let me tell you something, if you became a member just to hate on her, you're even more stupider than any of those other people. I just said stupider and it's not a word. You're even more stupid. Oh, the irony. Like if you paid for a membership to hate watch her, Jesus. Good Lord Almighty. Wow. Well, I mean, it would make sense that she would put her face on it because she is a missing child and you want to keep her face out there. But the fact that she's making money off of these shirts is disgusting. It's absolutely revolting that she's making money off of selling these shirts. Right. That's the other thing. Because the empathy passed a long time ago, Tom. The empathy passed a long time ago where I think, well, maybe she just needs help. You know, maybe she just needs help, and maybe, you know, what she needs is people to accept her, and then maybe they can fix her and change her or help set an example that would inspire her to change for the better. No, we're past all that. Somebody doesn't get arrested 42 times, all for the same shit over and over again, just in rotation, for the same 3 different things, just in rotation, 42 times, and then denies that it happened and takes no responsibility and blames law enforcement and blames her abuse victim for it. Like, I'm not of the opinion that you can change Amber Heard. Like, she knows what she's done is wrong. She lies and lies and lies and lies, right? This is the same thing Betty does. The only thing is Betty's not pretty like Amber Heard. Maybe if she got some sleep, I don't know. But this person's actions from what they did in Rogersville, in all of the video footage that I've shared, all of the video footage that Toast has shared, what she did to Frank, to putting out videos consistently with a bunch of misinformation. And then, of course, this one that I just went over in this live. And then planning this so-called visual and then selling t-shirts for it. Selling them. But this is all about Summer, right? This is all about finding Summer. If she had an ounce of integrity what she would do with every bit of money that she squeezed out from all of her supporters. All of the money that she squeezed out from all of her supporters, she would take it and donate it to EquiSearch. Frank is crude AF, Melinda Best. I'm not going to get into tonight what went on with that. We've talked about it a lot. But all of us, I mean, anybody with integrity that has made money acting like they are involved in the investigation and saying we're doing this and we're doing that for summer, and you're making money off of it and you're selling t-shirts, you should be taking every bit of that profit and donating it to EquiSearch. But that's not what it's about, because her trips cost money. You know, gas. You guys think gas is free at $4.50 a gallon? You guys think that hotel rooms and B&Bs are free and meals? No, we know cocaine's not free either. We get that too. We know booze isn't free. Somebody is sending me something, so I'm going to go ahead and give me 1 second. Just got to get this set up here. Okay, it says it's processing. Shit, and I can't sign on to Twitter on my, but I think I have a solution. I think oh, okay, wait. Hold on. All right, just one more second here, folks.
Oh, and we have some things to go over, and I know it's some of this is probably going to just make the haters just go crazy. So, you know, as we're setting up this candlelight vigil for Summer Wells,
hey, she said it right.
2022, from 7 to 9:30.
She said it right. Unbelievable.
30 p.m. This has nothing to do with the Bullhorn Betty channel. These are from the people that are helping with this program. Have designed shirts. And so in order for the shirts to be purchased, they ended up having to purchase in bulk like 20 shirts. And I didn't want anybody being strapped with that financial problem, that financial burden, especially if 20 people weren't going to order shirts. These are shirts at cost. That means, I want to make sure this is very
20 people aren't even going to show up to this thing, lady.
clear. Not one penny is being made off these shirts.
Wait, no. I call bullshit on that.
Okay. I'm not making a penny off of it. I have my hands out of it, so no one can say it. They are beautiful shirts.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and pull this.
So where are the receipts, Betty? Show us an invoice where it says an official invoice. I don't want to see some handwritten bullshit from some subscriber. An official invoice that says that is at cost of how much it costs to make each shirt. $20 each shirt. Bullshit. I call bullshit because I have made shirts or had shirts made. I was in a band. We sold shirts at the merch counter. Like it doesn't cost $20 to make each shirt. How could that have happened when we were selling each shirt for 15 and we were making a profit? A good profit? We were selling each shirt for 15 and we were making a good profit. Do not tell me that you're not making money off of these shirts or that somebody's not making money off of these shirts, because either you're grifting right now or somebody is using you to grift and you're fucking too stupid to see it. But one thing you are is too shitty to even go, this is wrong. This is not something that should be done.
Back, and I will show you. But we chose not to go with the first set because, again, it required 20 to be purchased up front. I after speaking to these people, I told them I didn't want them burdened with that.
So you're going to tell me, Betty, so you're going to sit here and tell your audience and expect any of us to believe that someone just went willy-nilly and spent $400 for shirts for everybody, and that since they were so thoughtful to do that, you know, they're like, well, you got to pay me back. You got to buy these shirts back. If you want a shirt, we went ahead and we spent $400 and we want to get those shirts back. We want to get that money back. It does not cost $400 to make 20 shirts. And I guarantee you those shirts are no different. I bet you they're no different quality or no better quality than a shirt that you would see a family wear at a memorial for a recently passed loved one. Those are not expensive.
That cost. So they designed a second shirt that they could purchase through Canva, and it is $20. They believe the shipping will be free, but we will need to confirm that before they are purchased. If you guys are coming to the vigil and you do or want shirts that all match, it's up to you. They will be available. Again, this has nothing to do with me. This is from the volunteers that are working on this vigil and have helped set up the Facebook page and the stuff. They've worked very, very hard. I want to tell them thank you very much. They have looked at every avenue possible. So if people did want something, they could get it. If they want a souvenir or they want just for everybody to match that wants to go, they have that option. Again.
Okay, folks. I didn't pull this up on my computer, so I can't really share the screen, but let me do this for you real quick. Well, you know what? Hold on.
Nobody's making any money off these shirts. Well, Canva probably will be, but the rest of us will not.
So if it's something that you guys are interested in, I don't know how, hold on here. I don't know how to, how to get the information. I will find that out. If you guys are interested, you can let me know. Let me see if I can pull this up. Okay. These are what the shirts will look like. Again, there is the Bullhorn Betty channel is not going to be making any proceeds off of this. This is done by the volunteers that are scheduling and helping set up
Stop
this
saying that. It's a lie. It's a lie.
Event. I thought it was very sweet that they would do something like this. I mean, this did take their time to design. This is the second design because, again, the first one through a company.
How is it sweet if they're ripping you off? How is it sweet? How is that sweet at all? Hold on a second. Yeah, we're gonna pull a little something up here. All right, so let's do this. $20 shirts. Get quote. Interesting, folks. Actually, let's finish this up. Let's finish up the video and her nonsense, and then I'll share that with you.
They wanted 20 shirts minimum purchased up front. I did not feel comfortable having volunteers for this event do that. So if you guys would
do it yourself,
like some matching shirts for this event, they will be available at cost. So it's completely up to you what you guys would like to do, and I will find out the information so that you guys can get them if you so choose. You can reach out.
Okay, shut the fuck up. All right. This is adorable here. So 20 shirts at $20 a pop, $400, right? So right here, $223.20 total. 20 Hanes authentic t-shirts. It's right there. It's right there. So she's clearly lying. And no, it's not an event. Thank you, Frankie's mom. She's clearly lying, and she is clearly grifting and ripping people off. No, I don't think that she's got scammed at all. I think that she's scamming. I think this is what she does. And if Dolly's printing them up, I'm seeing a comment that Dolly might be printing them up. If he's printing them up, then he's ripping her the fuck off. He's ripping off her subscribers. Like, all of these people fucking suck, dude. Like, every single one of them. Anybody who supports this fucking vigil, and I don't even like calling it that. I'd rather just keep calling it visual, because that's as authentic to a vigil as it is. So dude, I don't understand. Like, it's crazy to me that people are so stupid enough to support her, or greedy enough for negative attention. Like, any attention is good attention. Negative attention, we'll take it. Like, I'd rather you were stupid. You know, at least that it puts me at ease to think that there's not as many shitty people in the world as I thought. Yeah, it's absolutely going to be a circus. And MGL said she was still going, right? Like, didn't she say that she was still going? I don't know for sure. Absolutely right. She is doing it for the optics. She's doing it for the clout. She's doing it for the attention. She thinks that there's going to be news cameras there. Okay, thank you, Amethyst Pisces. Okay, Burnt Toast, thank you. Okay, I'll address this comment again because you may not have heard me say this, and I'll explain this one more time. And I'm not mad at you, Ashley S. I get the initial reaction to be like, you should go. There's a reason why I'm criticizing this thing happening. There's a reason why I'm criticizing MGL going, because from what I understand, MGL plans to go out there and cause a scene. At least that's what she alluded to prior, before. Just Betty going out there and organizing her version of this is already causing a scene. Okay. So if I go out there, I'm going to be contributing to this scene that they're trying to cause. I'm going to be adding to the content that they are actually trying to create, because they are not there for Summer. They are not there for memory. They are not there to honor her. They are not there to show support. They are out there to make an entire circus out of this situation, out of this horrible, unfortunate, sad situation that is a little girl that's missing and nobody has answers. And I will not do anything to contribute to what they're trying to do. Now, would I like to be out there and give them a piece of my mind and yell and scream and be like, you fucking assholes, and say the same shit to their faces that I'm saying right here? I would love to do that. I would fucking love to do it. It would give me so much personal satisfaction. But I would feel like absolute shit the minute that I saw them getting clicks and views on the content because they were filming. I would feel like the lowest piece of shit in the world if I did that. So instead, when they exploit, I'm going to exploit them. I will not be exploited by them, and I will not contribute to them exploiting Summer, but I will exploit them. Absolutely. And I will sit here comfortably in my new house, doing the same thing that I have always been doing. It's just so disheartening, man. You know, it really is. Like, it's just so disheartening that people can be like this. Fucking $20 for one of those shirts and trying to say that no money is being made off of that. Bullshit. Like, why don't you entice people to go by offering a shirt? Because nobody wants to go to that fucking shit anyway. Betty, I'm telling you right now, you're sitting here and you're saying you're organizing this huge event, right? You know nobody's going to fucking show up to that shit. You're going to stand there with two other jackasses that are miraculously dumber than you. Why not, like, in hopes of getting more people to go, to give them some incentive? if you go out there, we'll give you this handsome little exploitive t-shirt of Summer Wells. Like, why not even try that? That didn't even cross your mind. But no, she's thinking on the level of, well, I'm not getting enough super chats. I'm not getting enough attention. So I'm going to set my last live stream to members only. So you're going to have to pay to get information on Summer. You're going to have to pay me for it. And misinformation at that, because she's never shared anything accurate. So you're going to... You expect us to believe that no money is being made from these t-shirts when you're charging $20 a pop for them? Like $11? like each one costs? Okay. All right. You know, and maybe, and if you were actually handling your channel in a non-greedy fashion, in a place from the heart where you actually cared about Summer and your actions dictated that you cared about Summer, not your words, but your actions, and your words contradict themselves all the time, by the way. But if it was coming from a place, then maybe your listeners would actually be inclined to purchase one of those shirts and be out there to support you in your efforts. But I bet you even most of the people that even like you still have enough common sense to be like, well, I'm not going to do all that. I'm not going out there. Like, okay, good for you for doing it, but nope. You're not going to catch me on some fucking news camera doing that fuckery. Well, Rotten Ralph, the thing about Betty is she's a jackass. She's just a mere jackass, okay? She's not entitled to anything, yet she thinks that she's entitled to everything. She thinks that she's entitled to information. She thinks that she's entitled to your money. She thinks that she's entitled to your respect. Like, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. I honestly wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I didn't talk about the shit that this person does. I would feel guilty for not talking about her. That's why I do it, because it eats me up. That's literally why my content is the way that it is. It's because I just can't bite my tongue when I see this shit. It's not in my DNA, dude. Because they don't have conviction. And in order to have conviction, you have to have a soul. Dude, when I played music, like, and I haven't picked up my guitar in years, man. But when I played music and I didn't do very well at it, you know, I got really lucky. I knew a couple of people and we were able to like open for a couple of bands that we like. So we got to play some good shows, but we weren't that great. You know what I mean? We were okay. But my whole thing was like, I just felt grateful for every moment that I got to do it. You know, like I felt grateful for the time in the studio where I'm just banging it out with my bandmates and trying to put something together, because everybody in the band cared equally about the outcome of the product. And I don't mean product because we intended on selling it. I mean, it's just what it was. We were trying to create something. And And I never felt like, oh my God, like, how does, I'm a genius for coming up with this. When I would come up with a riff, it's because I was sitting there screwing around on my guitar or screwing around on my bass, and then I just stumbled onto something that I thought sounded cool, and then I'd present it to the band, and then we'd run with it and then create something from it. But I always felt like it chose me, like the riff chose me. I never, ever, ever took credit in the sense of like that I created this, I always felt like the riff chose me, and then I was always fascinated. It's almost like surfing, like the ocean's there. You know what I mean? Like, and picking up a guitar and learning how to play it and just messing around with it, eventually you're going to catch a wave, and then you just ride that wave out for as far as you can. And you feel at one with something else, something that's beyond you. That's how magical I find music to be. Just as magical and miraculous as how large and wonderful the ocean and powerful the ocean is. Does that make sense? I don't mean to get so deep on you guys, but that's really how I felt about it. And these people don't have any, there's no way they can relate to that. If they're listening to this, they're making fun of me and going, man, what a fucking pussy. What a jackass. What an idiot. What's he talking about? The ocean and music, blah, blah, blah. Because they're just too, I wouldn't ever expect them to relate. Whereas I'd say 90% at least of the people in my chat fully understand what I'm talking about right now. That's the difference between them and us. And that is why I don't feel that can be fixed. When it comes to improvement of your heart and your soul, that's work you got to do yourself. There's nothing I can do about that. So I'm not here to educate them and try to help make them better people. I know that they're beyond that. Unless they take the time and they take the accountability to start changing for the better themselves, or at least make the effort to. These are grown-ups. That's not my responsibility to daddy them. So I find it therapeutic and downright fun to be as childish at them as they're behaving to the rest of the world. I'm only human, people. I'm only human. It's all I can do. That's all. And I don't even have a responsibility to do that. I have a responsibility to myself to do that because, like I said, I'm just not the type of person that can keep my mouth shut when I see shit like this. It's the ability to fully live in the moment. I agree with that to a degree, Hippiporium. To me, it's more about appreciating the moment, realizing how small you are in all of existence. Did you know that the chances of you being born, this is a fact, the chances of you being born to being brought into existence in substance form, physical form, are 400 trillion to 1. 400 trillion to 1. That is how small and insignificant you are in comparison to everything else in existence. And I mean everything in existence. I'm not talking about what you see on Earth. I'm talking about the shit that you can't see. The shit that the other 90% of your brain that you don't use sees. But yeah, the shit that your mind is incapable of fathoming yet. I don't know how to say that word in that context. That's how insignificant each person is in comparison to everything else. To stars, galaxies away. I mean, have you ever looked up at the sky in a place in a place where there's not a lot of street lights and not a lot of lights, buildings and population, where it's just, mostly just nature? And you look up at the sky on a clear night, it is a blanket of stars. And those are just the ones you can see. You know what I mean? Those are just the ones as far as the eye can see. But these people don't have any idea how to look at that, because everything with them is me, 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 me. I deserve this and I deserve that. You guys don't understand all I do. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to manipulate you to get what I feel like I'm entitled to from you. Those are called shitty people. It's just that simple. They're just known as shitty people. That is what I would describe a shitty person as. If you ask me what the definition of a shitty person is, I would have explained it just like that. So either you're the type of person that lays down under that blanket of stars and goes, God, that is beautiful. Like, I can't take my eyes off it. All it makes me want to do is wonder what else is out there. How much more is out there? So that I could just appreciate that God took the time, or whatever is out there took the time to make this small me, this nothing me, in comparison to all that. Or you could be the type of person who looks at that blanket of stars and goes, fuck, shit's too fucking bright out here, man. I can't fucking sleep. Fuck, man. Shit. This fucking sucks. Why does God hate me? I just want to sleep. Why does God hate me? That's the difference between a decent person and a shitty person. It's just that simple, people. And I'm not getting religious on you guys here or nothing like that. The stuff that I'm talking about, I feel could be embraced by anybody of any faith. You know, I'm not of any particular faith myself. I just believe in something more. And I'm lucky to have a life. And I didn't always feel this way. I had to do the work and change for the better. I had to do that. And the key to that was gratitude. Simple gratitude. Simply changing my perspective on how I looked at little things. Things that I take for granted every single day. That's all it really took. So my behavior followed suit. Dude, like, you know why people say grace before a meal, or say a prayer, or meditate? Do you know why they do that? Like, why are the words "thank you, Lord" in saying grace? Before you sit down to eat, before you sit down to nourish yourself, you take a moment, and what you're doing is you are giving gratitude. You are taking a moment to drink that that sight of that plate of food in, dude. You know what I mean? And I try to make a habit to do that every time I sit down to eat. I don't say, thank you, Lord, for this meal, blah, blah, blah. I don't say grace, but I take a moment and I drink it in and I'm just like, thank you for this. Wow. You know, this is how lucky am I to get to eat? How lucky am I to get to eat? Like, and you know what happens? Ironically, that meal tastes way better than a meal that I would sit there and go, fuck, is this all I had to eat? That's the key to making a bowl of white rice plain because it's all you got. I'm not saying that's the case with me right now. I'm saying I've been there, but taking a bowl of white rice because that's all you had and making it taste fucking amazing. Making it the best meal you ever had. That's the trick. That's the result. Every time I sit down to eat, dude, I love the food I'm eating. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter what it is. Simply because I take a moment to appreciate it. These people can't relate to shit like that. These people have no idea. And they call themselves Christians, which I think is fucking hilarious. I think it's hilarious. Dude, I'll take the capability of doing a kind act for someone else for no good reason. I'll take that feeling over somebody doing a kind act over me for me any day of the week. Any day of the week. I'd rather have that feeling. Like, it just feels better. It's nice when somebody appreciates you and they want to do something nice for you. But when when my head stops just spinning around over and over again, and then I just randomly think of a nice thing that I can actually do for somebody, which doesn't actually happen that often. I'm kind of a dick, you know. I'm not saying that I practice this act all the time, but it does happen from time to time where I'm like, you know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to do something fucking just to do it. Fuck it. You know what I mean? I'm going to do something just to do it. I'd rather have that feeling than the feeling that I get for somebody doing something for me. I'd rather be grateful for the ability to be able to do something nice for somebody else where they would be grateful or not. That's their problem. It's not mine. I still got what I wanted out of it. But I'd rather get that feeling than being like, than feeling grateful than the feeling of gratitude from receiving something nice from somebody else. Like, a person with a truly good heart is going to do a random nice act for you just for the feeling of you feeling happy about it and it bringing you joy. Not because they expect something in return. Just because it was a nice thought to bring someone joy that day. These people cannot relate to things like that. There's nothing you can do about these people. So you know what I do? I make fun of them. I make fun of them. It makes me laugh. It makes you guys laugh. And we have a good time. Because otherwise, it would be fucking tragic. Otherwise, it would just be fucking tragic. If I didn't find the humor in it, I would lose my shit. So that's why I don't feel guilty about it. And that's why it's not bullying. Because fuck them. I'm the same way. Like I never know what to do when somebody just does something really cool for me. And I'm just like, wow, Jesus fuck. And I can't say thank you enough and shit. I'm that guy. Totally. Like, no, seriously. Like, you don't understand. It's so good. That's so cool of you. I can't believe you did that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I've gotten into that before. I mean, I'll go into it another time also, but I don't know. Like, I'm of the belief that everyone does things. I think it's in our nature to be selfish. Everyone does things for selfish reasons, for sure. The question is, like, are you doing something selfish that is at the expense of someone's happiness, or at the, or does it contribute to someone else's happiness? Are you doing a selfish act that will bring someone else happiness or cost someone happiness? Because make no mistake, we all do things that make ourselves feel good. I used to struggle with this because I'd be like, it made me totally nihilistic. I was just like, what's the fucking difference? You know what I mean? What's the point of being a fucking nice person? Because everybody's so full of shit. Everyone is fake. So even people who do nice things are doing it for selfish fucking reasons. No, it was because I was a selfish asshole at the time, and I just couldn't imagine anybody else being any different. Because when you're a selfish asshole, you can't relate to anything that's different than you, because it's not convenient for your own gratification. But then you start to look at things a little differently, or very differently. You realize that that's just plain not true, not in every case. So I could either just hate being around and hate existence and be like, what's the fucking point? Or I could just be like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to do nice things anyway. And I'm just going to be grateful for everything that I have. And I'm going to find reasons to be grateful for everything that I have. Because for every reason that I can find a bitch about something, I can find a reason to be grateful for it too. It's that simple. But I'm going to leave you guys at that. I love you guys very much, and we will do this again very soon, my friends.